Hey there, this is Dr. Evan Osar with the Institute for Integrative Health and Fitness Education. Welcome to this Facebook Live for Integrative Movement Insider. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you being on and giving us the opportunity to share with you, to enlighten you, and to empower you to be that specialist for your clients and to gain the knowledge so you attract more individuals that need and will pay you for your expertise. Happy Thursday. So one of the things we talked about in last Facebook Live, so this is back on Tuesday, seems like so long ago, but on Tuesday we talked about the importance of having a system versus just exercises. Because if you're like me, you go to conferences and you want exercises. I should say how I used to be. I don't need knowledge, I don't need all this is all great, but I want to have the exercises. And many of you have reached out and said, hey, you talk too much, just show us the exercises. And that's the difference with our approach, the Integrative Movement System approach. My friend Jackie's filming this and she's laughing at me over there. The difference between our approach, the Integrative Movement System approach, and all the other approaches out there is it's not about exercises. It's about using a strategic system to, one, assess your clients so you know what they need, don't need, what is going to impact them, and how exercise is going to affect them and impact them before, during, and after their sessions. I'll demonstrate what that means here in a moment. Then you have a strategic set of corrective exercises that you use to help them create more optimal range of motion, alignment, control, using the principles of the Integrative Movement System: alignment, breathing, and control, the ABCs as we refer to them. And then you take those more optimal and efficient habits that you're helping them create, and you integrate them, incorporate them into the fundamental movement patterns: squatting, lunging, bending, rotating, pushing, pulling, gait, balance, and carry. And that's using a strategic system versus focusing on your exercises, because exercise is just something I can give to you. I can give you hundreds of exercises. You don't need more exercises if you've been in this industry longer than a year. You've got hundreds, probably thousands of exercises, so you don't need more exercises. As an industry, we don't need more exercises. What we need are better systems. And I love this quote from James Clear in his book, Atomic Habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And that's why we're all about the Integrative Movement System, the proprietary approach that we use with our own clients in our clinic, Chicago Integrative Movement Specialists, as well as we teach as part of our certification courses, the Integrative Corrective Exercise Instructor Program, and the Integrative Movement Specialists, our year-long deep dive into the Integrative Movement System. Now, I want to share with you an example of this process that we take our clients through. So many of our older clients, because this is who we specialize in and this is likely who you specialize in if you've been following us for any length of time. Our older clients, most of them have limited overhead range of motion. So I have labral tear and rotator cuff tears in both shoulders, so I too have limited range of motion. That's one of the side or impacts of having rotator cuff and labral tears. So if you look at my range of motion, you'll see my range of motion is about 100 and maybe 50, maybe 60 if I'm going to be a little generous. Now, if you want me to do overhead press, straight vertical overhead press, you'll see what I have to do. I have to overextend at my thoracolumbar junction to make that happen. So if I'm in your exercise class and you want me to do overhead press, so I'm here, I have to thrust my ribcage up and or my pelvis forward. And if you think about your older clients, if you watch them in your exercise classes or your one-on-one sessions, if you're not paying attention to this, you'll see them do this every single time. And then at the end of the set, you'll see them go like this. Many of them will go like this, because what they've done is they've jacked up their neck. So we hear all the time, if you strengthen, you have to stretch. But do you really have to stretch? Or why do you have to stretch after your exercises? It's because you've done something during your exercise that has compromised A, your alignment, B, your breathing, or C, your control. If your client is pressing like this, they're compromising their alignment and their control for sure, and they're likely compromising their breathing, hence the reason they feel tight, and hence the reason they'll lose range of motion after they do the set. So I want to share with you the process. First, you're going to release your client where they're restricted to give them a little bit more range of motion. Then you're going to activate the muscles around the shoulder complex as well as the thoracopelvic cylinder to help them re-establish optimal alignment and control so they own that position. And then you have to integrate it into the fundamental movement patterns, those pushing and pulling patterns. So I want to demonstrate 3 overhead examples or examples of overhead positions or patterns that you can use with your clients if they do indeed, like me, have limited overhead range of motion. So the first example is if you do have a bench, you're one-on-one, you can use a bench. So you can check your client's range of motion, and there it is. So there's my 150 degrees right there. So this becomes an excellent pattern to work with in that range of motion that your client has until they establish more optimal range of motion. So incline chest press or press here is a great pattern to use because you're respecting the range of motion that your client has. Now the other pattern you can use, the second, is, again, if this is my range of motion, you can use a band. So you can use an angled band, and now in an exercise class, they could just stand on the band or anchor it down to a weight or a bench like I'm doing here, and now still respect that range of motion. So I'm respecting my alignment, my breathing, and my control. A third example of respecting the alignment, breathing, and control is downward dog. So I align my head, thoracopelvic cylinder, line myself up, and now I can use my down dog position to, again, if you look at, here's my range of motion, in my down dog position, this still works my shoulders, it still works my core, and I still get this nice workout and shoulder impact with respecting that alignment, breathing, and control of my shoulder. And that's the importance of using a systematic approach and understanding your client's range of motion, because after the workout, you should be able to take the range of motion, check the range of motion, and actually, if you can see, my range of motion just from a few repetitions has actually increased. So that's the importance of using a systematic approach and using assessments to check your clients before, during, and after their workout. Your workout should not change your client's range of motion if you respect the principles of the Integrative Movement System, the ABCs: alignment, breathing, and control, and you work them progressively through the fundamental movement patterns. So I hope that helped explain the Integrative Movement System and why the system is more important than the exercise. You just need exercises to work and plug into your system. Don't try to plug your system into your exercises because it doesn't work. It won't help your clients. It will actually it'll be no different than what every other trainer is doing out there. You want to differentiate yourself, you want to empower your clients, you want to specialize, you want to differentiate yourself from the rest of the industry, so that way you attract those clients that need, want, and will pay you for your expertise. Next week, Janice and I and our team of Integrative Movement Specialists will be at DCAC in Reston, Virginia, one of our favorite events of the year. Great conference. We're doing a post-conference on scoliosis, stenosis, and osteoporosis, as well as working with clients, teaching them the Integrative Movement System and how to address those specific issues. Then in 3 weeks, we'll be in Florida doing the Integrative Corrective Exercise Instructor, the 3-day intensive, where we teach you and introduce you to the Integrative Movement System. And then also, we have Diane Bailey and I in Denver, Colorado. We have our 1-day improving posture, balance, and walking in your older clients. And day 2 of our 2-day event is improving, or using, I should say, Tai Chi, and taking these principles of the Integrative Movement System, the ABCs, and plugging them right into Tai Chi so your clients have better balance, better walking, better posture, and even improved cognitive health. Dr. Evan Osar with Integrative Movement Insider. Thanks so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you at an event and seeing you next time at Facebook Live. Make it a great day, make it a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.